Brandon, is Bruce Arians right? Tom Brady's not getting enough credit for what he's doing out there?
Well, I wouldn't say not getting enough credit, because when you're the GOAT, the expectation is for you to look like the GOAT every single day, whether it's in practice or on Thursday night football, Sunday night football. Like, you have to play at a high level, and he hasn't gotten that done on a consistent basis this year. But look, Tom Brady has changed everything about this organization this year. Last year they went 7-9 and they weren't in the playoffs. This year they already got one more win than they had last year, and they're going to go to the playoffs. Tom Brady is definitely bringing this team together. He's brought this team together. You have to understand how difficult it is to not have an offseason, to not have a preseason in a new situation. Let me give you one play. Let's go trips right, all go gopher, and we're going to go X Omaha backside. Now, this is one play. There's some teams have 200, 300 plays in their playbook, but then there's a key words that can change the entire dynamic of one play. So these are the things that you spend months working out and understanding so you can play fast on the field. If you play slow on the field, then that's when mistakes happen. So let's go trips right. All go for X Omaha. Then let's go zig. Let's go zag. Let's go zoom. Let's go tray. Let's go tricks. Let's go on. Let's go off.
Go.
That changes everything. So I want to highlight that because they did not have an offseason. They didn't have a preseason. So for them to come in and be sitting here in this position, it's a win, Nick.
All right, so listen, the question is, are we going to grade Tom Brady on a curve, or are we going to grade Tom Brady against his contemporaries? Because if we're going to grade him on the 43-year-old curve, then yeah, he's not getting enough credit. Like, we about once a year, you'll see a video of a 100-year-old man who sets the world record for the fastest 100 yards by a 100-year-old man. Yeah. And it's like, man, that guy is amazing. But if he were like, hey, Usain Bolt, Yusafa Powell, let's dance, then it's like, oh, okay, well, you stink. Actually, you're terrible, and I'm not sure. Now, I'm not saying Brady's that, but it's what we're judging him against. I'm going to have the very polarizing opinion that we should judge him against other NFL quarterbacks. So can we just see how he stacks up this year? Let's just show it. His completion percentage is 25th. That's worse than Dalton. His yards per pass is 21st. That's worse than Cam Newton. He's got the 5th most interceptions in football. That's more than Daniel Jones. And his passer rating's worse than Baker Mayfield, who everyone hates but me. So, I don't know. It seems like he's been okay. Wilds, it seems like we talk about Tampa having a great defense, a great offensive line, a stable of running backs, and a great group of wide receivers. Maybe they should be a little better than the 6th seed in the NFC. I don't know. Okay. But compared to the other 43-year-old quarterbacks, he's awesome. Unfortunately for him, he's the only one, so I don't know. That's where I land.
You compared him to the 100-year-old sprinter. That's like the most adorable video every year. Every year, unfortunately, it's a new guy, but it's they always have the tank top. Okay. I want to focus on the criticism, Brandon, and get your take on this. Because the rule of thumb in management is praise in public and criticize in private. And Bruce Arians has taken a different tact. His tact is like, I'm going to be honest most of the time. Honesty with an asterisk, I'll call it. Because here are some of the criticisms that we've heard in the media. And spoiler alert, they're all from Bruce Arians. Here's one. I think he's getting confused a few times with the coverage. Bruce Arians in public about Tom Brady. We don't miss the deep ball in practice, that's for sure. Well, it's Tom Brady. They're not throwing the deep ball, I don't think. Here's one on Mike Evans. Mike was open a bunch of times in that game. He didn't get targeted. That was all. Mike was open. So it's like, wow, Bruce Arians, what's going on with this guy? Taking shots at the GOAT. He's sounding like Nick Wright with a Kangol on. But when stuff really hits the fan, Bruce Arians will come through for you. So I think Bruce Arians has taken a lot of guff for the way that he's handled Tom Brady. But I actually think he's like, listen, I'm a straight shooter. It is what it is. But if we're ever really in trouble, I got your back.
Look, Bruce Arians, we know there's only a few people is worse than him when they're dealing with the media. Doug Peterson, and then it's him. right? He's going to get better. Players are going to get better, and that's all you want. In November, December, everybody needs to be trending in the right direction. So I'm actually happy to see Bruce come out and support Tom Brady and say, look, he doesn't get enough credit. Because at the beginning of the year, we were criticizing Bruce for how he was dealing with the criticism of Tom Brady.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.